Hello and welcome to DePaul Preview Day. My name is Patricia Nicandro and I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager for the Department of Housing, Dining, and Student Centers. And would like to thank you here for joining us today and excited to talk about DePaul housing. So let's get started. So a little bit about today's agenda. We'll run through an overview of what we do at DePaul Housing, what you can contact us for, and how we're able to help you out on campus. We'll cover the housing options we have available for you. And lastly, we'll share how you can apply to live on campus. As you're all fully aware, we are living through the COVID pandemic, and housing practices may change during the course of the year, depending on the number of cases and direction from the city, state, and public health organizations. So now let's talk about what we do at DePaul Housing. So basically, our main function is to oversee the process of living on our campus, which means we're here to help you get settled in and support you in any way we can while your student lives on campus. We organize major events like move in and move out to make the transition to living on campus easy for students. We're also in charge of residence hall assignments and roommate assignments if your student chooses to have one. We also have a special web portal to fill out your housing agreement where you can choose your hall or roommates. However, there are no guarantees. And lastly, we're in charge of building maintenance and facilities, front desks, and anything that's keeping our residence halls running. You can talk to us about any of the problems you may be having, from washing machines not working to changing a light bulb that's out in the hallway. These are things that students can definitely talk to us about. And here we have a couple quotes that I'll go over quickly, which bring up two good points about housing. So the first quote is by Dan. One of the great parts about living on campus is the diversity of all the people you'll meet. It's really cool to see all the different backgrounds and perspectives everyone has. And our second quote from Tiffany: as an out-of-state student, I highly recommend living on campus. The people you meet, the activities you participate in, and the experiences you'll have can last you a lifetime. Now, these are important to DePaul's mission and housing's goal for our students. So we care about the diversity of our living arrangements on campus, as well as the entire school, to reflect the diversity Chicago has to offer. That way, when you're living in our halls, you're getting different perspectives from all walks of life. We highly recommend that out-of-state students live on campus with us. It makes a lot of things easier and more accessible, especially if you're transitioning from a small town to a big city. It can be overwhelming trying to navigate the city on your own, since Chicago is one of the largest in the country. You can easily explore Lincoln Park, downtown, and other neighborhoods with your roommate or friends who also live on campus. And now I'm going to cover the top 5 benefits of living on campus at DePaul. So the first is, of course, friendships and community. It's essential to the college experience, right? It's the first time students are living on their own and meeting a lot of new people who also happen to be in the same boat. So relationship building is key. The community at DePaul is also very important. We have a lot of clubs, and there are residence directors and resident advisors in the hall who are organizing events to get you involved. Academic success is another huge one. We do notice time and time again that students have an easier time getting to their classes and academic resources like the library, being able to fulfill extra office hours with their professors, connecting with your classmates for group work and class presentations. Generally, these things help increase academic success. Convenience is also tied to academic success. As I mentioned earlier, you're not only close to academic resources, but close to other resources like restaurants, retail shops, and grocery stores. So one of the things you'll notice while walking through the Lincoln Park campus is that the Whole Foods is connected to Centennial Hall, which our housing office is located inside. Safety is also very important to us. DePaul has a large network for our security system. DePaul Safety has cameras outside all buildings and some areas within buildings, mostly the hallways. All of our residence halls require at least 2 swipes to get into the building. You first swipe to gain access through the front door, then you go to the front desk, show the ID, and then you swipe again, and it has to be your DePaul ID. Lastly, you have support. DePaul Housing is on the Lincoln Park campus, and we're here to help you with anything you need, from facilities problems, like a loose chair leg in one of the resident hall lounges, to issues with a roommate, like your student needs a room change. These are things that we can definitely help with. Okay, so a little bit about the residence hall options we have on campus. So there are 6 traditional residence halls on the Lincoln Park campus, housing predominantly first-year students. So basically, rooms come in 2 styles for first-year students, though there are some exceptions. And the 2 categories are suite style rooms, which have 2 separate rooms. And these typically are made up of those 2 rooms with 2 residents each sharing a bathroom. So a total of 4 residents sharing 1 bathroom. We also have community style rooms, which is more of your quintessential college dorm room, where you're sharing the room with 1 to 3 other people. Then separate from your room down the hallway is a huge bathroom designated for your gender with multiple showers, sinks, and toilets. Rooms come fully furnished with loftable bed and mattress, desk, and storage for your clothes and other belongings. All of our halls have study rooms and kitchens. We also have washers and dryers in the residence halls. Laundry is included with the housing fee, so no need to pay the machines up front, which is clearly a very important thing to have in our hall for students. And we also have 24 desk security, and those who are no longer first-year students can move into the on-campus apartment buildings, which offer more independent living. So they basically have what you'd expect from a normal apartment in Chicago, each unit having its own kitchen and bathroom. And you should also know that we have options in the loop. So for instance, if you're a computing and digital media major, business major, or law student, the majority of your classes will be located downtown. So you may want to consider living at University Center. The University Center is open to students of any standing, from first-year students to graduate students. There are also suite style rooms in the University Center that don't have a kitchen. There are also apartment options where you have anything from a studio without a kitchen all the way to a 4-bedroom with a kitchen. So prices do range. And University Center itself runs a little differently than the Lincoln Park residence halls and apartments, because we technically do not own this building. We lease through the building and partner with the company who manages the operations. Another thing to know about University Center is it has a lot of amenities, which makes it a little bit more luxe, definitely that typical high-rise living. Rooms are fully furnished and also slightly decorated. There's 24-hour desk security, professionally staffed at all times. And there's a dining center on the 2nd floor with lots of variety. And you're right by the Loop Center, which also has a lot of dining options available too. So because University Center is so full of amenities, you can be there all day and never get bored. So a couple other reasons students may want to consider living downtown. Now, first, there is easy transit. You can get anywhere in the city if you live downtown because you're at the hub of all the CTA train stops. Also, if you do have classes on the Lincoln Park campus, you could easily take the red or brown line over to the Lincoln Park campus. University Center is also close to many attractions downtown, like the Bean. It's also very close to the Art Institute, plenty of shopping on State Street. So definitely a very vibrant area to live in. And again, all students are eligible to apply and live at University Center. Okay, so a little bit about meal plans, which are required for on-campus residents. Meal plans are based around two things. So first, there are meal swipes. So you get your meal swipes at the beginning of the year, and they reset at the beginning of each quarter. When you use your meal swipes, you enter the dining hall, swipe your card, grab a tray, and pile your plate as high as you want it. It doesn't matter how much you have on that plate. Another thing to note about our meal plans are flex dollars. And flex dollars basically work like a declining balance from a debit card, and they last through the end of spring quarter. So when spring quarter ends, your unspent flex dollars go away. You can use flex dollars in spots that aren't inside dining halls. We have shops like ETC, which is our convenience store on the Lincoln Park campus, where you can buy toothpaste and other toiletries, as well as snacks and prepared food like sandwiches and sushi to take to go. You can also use flex dollars at coffee shops around our campus buildings. There are also cafes and little restaurants right outside of the dining hall where you can use your flex dollars on campus. So using your meal plan is really easy because the plan you choose is directly loaded onto the DePaul ID card, and you can easily get food with a simple swipe. But please do remember that University Center meal plans differ from those on the Lincoln Park campus. And these details are all outlined on our new DePaul dining site at dining.depaul.edu. And speaking of websites, if you want to see our residential spaces, you can check out our virtual tour online. You can search DePaul U Visit on Google, or you can access it readily from our DePaul Housing main page. You can roam around campus to view our residence halls in this virtual space, get into the main lobbies, check out some 360 panoramas of our rooms, and access supplementary dorm room photos and videos that give you a sense of living on campus. I think it's a good idea to take the virtual tour because it gives you an idea of what that room is going to look like and what you could possibly fit in that room of yours. If there's a hall that you think is a good fit, please put that on your application. Again, no guarantees that you're going to get your pick, but it doesn't hurt to share preferences. Okay, and if your students are ready to apply for housing, they can go to housing.depaul.edu. There's a tab on top that says Apply Now. Click on the Apply Now button to fill out that housing agreement. On the application, you can add your residence hall preference, roommate preference if you have someone in mind, and other details. And at the end of the application, you'll submit a $400 prepayment. Lastly, if your student is filling this out and they're under 18, they'll need to submit a parent guardian voucher, which can also be found on our housing website. And to wrap it up, let's cover why you would want to live on campus. So living on campus gives students access to tons of connections. They'll have their peers, which are friends, and potentially some professional contacts for the future. They're also close to the professors and TAs to easily schedule time during on-campus office hours. Safety, very important to us, and we take it very seriously. We receive safety reports in case there's anything we need to be aware of in and around Chicago. We have a good visitor policy with a 2-swipe system to keep our halls safe. And finally, there's the convenience of on-campus dining and everything else you need to carry on with your day, from laundry to public transportation, which are those CTA bus lines and train lines. Living on campus is a central location where students can take care of themselves and get out and explore the rest of the city. Now that you've heard enough from me, let's hear from our students. So I'm going to play this video done by some former residents.
Yeah, when I first came to DePaul, I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous about being in a whole city, leaving my family and stuff, but making new friends, meeting new people, it's made me adjust to the situation and everything so much easier.
I would not have met so many people in the first week if I didn't live in the residence halls.
They always say leave your door open, and I recommend that because I actually met one of my best friends here,
Like, I didn't know Caitlin before we came to DePaul, and now we're living together next year, so it was cool to get to meet each other.
DePaul offers a lot of different options, like if you want a community bathroom or a suite style, or if you want 3 roommates, 2 roommates, 1 roommate, it all depends.
Yeah, like you share a room, but you still have like your own bed, your own desk.
There's that freedom of just kind of being able to do what you want. There's not somebody telling you to clean your room, though you should keep your room clean. Also, laundry is free, and you will never not pay for laundry until you buy a house. So that is really important.
I'm not sure which should go in the whites and which should go in the dark, so I'll call my mom and she tells me, and I haven't screwed up anything yet.
And the RAs and like the residence directors and everyone, they're so nice, and they go out of their way to like make sure that everything is safe. That way you don't have to worry about anything.
We are super safe here. You have a swipe and you have another swipe and you have someone always on the desk.
My favorite part about living in the residence halls is that I have a kitchen, because then I can cook all my frozen meals in my microwave.
Knowing that I'm 5 minutes away from every building is really nice.
I can leave 5 minutes before my class and make it there.
Everything is so close. My classes are close. The L is really close.
Free U passes with tuition, so.
Free U-Pass.
You go out there, throw a football with your friends, or if there's a mechanical bull right in the middle of the quad, you go ride the mechanical bull for a couple dollars.
Going to school in Chicago you'll never have another experience like it.
You're never bored. Yeah. There's literally always something to do.
And this is housing's contact information. We welcome you to take a screenshot or a picture of this page. Our housing office is located inside Centennial Hall, which is connected to that Whole Foods you'll see on Fullerton and Sheffield. But at the moment, the easiest way to reach us is via email at housing@depaul.edu. We also encourage you to check out our website at housing.depaul.edu for the most up-to-date information, particularly our plans for that upcoming fall quarter. We also have a chat function on our website too, where you can live chat with one of our staff members. And then finally, you can join us on social media, where you're sure to find info and funny memes about university housing. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for joining us today.